Everybody, it is so good to see you again. And man, it has been an awesome workshop series that we've been doing for dementia caregivers. The workshop that we've been doing is called How to Stop the Four Most Common Challenging Dementia Behaviors. And man, has it been a wild ride. So far, we have talked about helping calm folks down. We've talked about sundowning, I want to go home. And today we are going to recap day 2 of our workshop series. Tonight is actually our grand finale. So if you haven't been to any of them, be sure to come to tonight, which is day 3 of our workshop series. We are going to be talking about de-escalation. But for now, in case you missed day 2, which was last night, I'm going to be going over that. So again, if you would like to attend our workshop tonight, we are going on Zoom at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and you can get the Zoom link from dementiasuccesspath.com. So the same name as this channel, just with a .com at the end. All right. I am so glad to have you guys here. And also the sign up link is in the chat as well. It's good to see you guys, and this is all about recapping dementia, challenging behaviors, and redirection. So tell me in chat if you have ever had trouble redirecting your person. Maybe they are constantly asking to go home. Maybe they're accusing you of something that you didn't do. Maybe they're sundowning and just trying to escape. Good, bad, or different, we have all needed to redirect our folks. So the way that you redirect your folks is a few different ways. And that's what we covered on night 2 of our workshop series, in case you missed it. So the first way that you redirect your person with dementia is you want to be sure that you get the full picture of their needs. So you want to information gather, is what I call it. And let me know in chat as well if you have had your person with dementia just try to go and do something crazy and you go into a little bit of fight or flight. You are just trying to get that problem resolved as quickly as possible. And I'm telling you, that does not serve you or them. It feels like it's going to make the challenging behavior that is in front of you go away a lot faster, but it doesn't. It actually makes it last longer. So, anyways, it's so important that you take a little bit of time. I think you hear a lot of advice from veteran caregivers talk about how it's so important to have patience with your person with dementia. And honestly, that's what they mean, is they want you to, what you need to do is you need to figure out, what does your person need? What do they believe is true right now? Because ultimately that's going to help you redirect them faster, the more information you know. So that's the first one. Oh, thanks, JKS. My grandma's in denial and blaming me for everything and still wants to drive. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So the trick here, JKS, I think a lot of people's first impulses there is to try to explain to grandma that she can't drive and try to stop her from driving and all that type of stuff. Again, we're very problem-facing type of folks, especially here in the States. But what you want to do is you want to figure out, where's grandma wanting to drive to? Is there something that she's needing that could be provided where she's at right now? Or, what's pun intended, driving her to do what she's trying to do? The better you understand her, the better you can move on to the second part of redirection, which is you want to address her concern. Now, this can be tricky because your person with dementia may have a concern or may want to do something that is not based in reality at all. So, okay. Got a few trolls here, so we're getting rid of those. So instead, what you want to do is you want to be able to tell, you want to be able to address your person's concern in a way that is going to make the most sense to them. So if we stick with our example with driving, then you want to say, the car broke down, or the car's getting fixed right now. So it's cool. I can drive you to the store, something along those lines. So that would be the easiest solution there. And for those who are just joining us, we had our day 2 of our workshop, How to Stop the Four Most Common Challenging Dementia Behaviors, last night on Zoom at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you would like to join for day 3, which really brings together everything we've learned, if you haven't been to the other days, no problem. Day 3 really brings it all together. It will still make sense to you even if you're coming in late. The link to sign up for that and get that Zoom link is pinned at the top of this chat. Or you could go to dementiasuccesspath.com to join us. So, absolutely, that's the second step. So just to review so far, what we're talking about dementia and redirection is we want to gather as much information about what they believe and what they need in that moment. And then second, we need to really address their concern, even if it's not based on reality. And it can feel kind of icky for folks to feel like they're lying to their person with dementia. And tell me in chat if you felt that way, that it felt kind of icky to you to not be 100% truthful about what's going on. I don't think of it as lying per se. I think of it more as being consistent with what they already believe. So it's important to know what they already believe and then address that concern in a way that they would understand. So those are the first two steps to redirect them. Third step is you want to engage them in something else. So a big mistake a lot of people make with redirection is they try to skip immediately to step 3, which depending on what their concern is, could work out okay. If their concern is just like, oh, I'm bored. But if their concern is, oh no, my kids are at home, my fictional kids are at home, and I need to get to them, then just doing a 180 distraction of, oh, let's go do a puzzle is not going to work. What you need to do is you need to give them both a meaningful and easy to do activity. It has to be both. Oh, hello guys. Welcome, welcome. All right. Thank you for joining the chat. We appreciate you. Again, if you would like to know more about this, we are having our third night of our workshop, How to Stop the Four Most Common Challenging Dementia Behaviors on Zoom. The link to join that at 7:30 p.m. Eastern tonight is, that link is pinned to the top of the chat, as well as go to dementiasuccesspath.com. Let's see. Jason asked, how do I deal with my 91-year-old grandfather who refuses to accept using a cane/walker and is starting to have a slight dementia, making him very stubborn? So kind of like what we talked about at the beginning, Jason, we can go through the redirection steps. So we want to first get a good sense of what he believes to be true and maybe what the motivations are there. So that's a good first step. And maybe with the cane there, instead of just constantly reminding him, make him feel like you're nagging him, maybe just putting the cane right there, or maybe as he's standing up, just like hand him it saying, here you go. That could be the path of least resistance, so he doesn't feel like he's constantly being corrected or constantly being told what to do, which can cause a lot more resistance. So that's definitely how I would handle that for sure. Alexa says, you've helped my family so much. Grandfather is refusing to shower. I've used your strategies, saying it's new soap to try, and it worked. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh man, Alex, let me know if you've gone to our workshop series. I think if you haven't already, you definitely should come. Again, the sign up is pinned at the top, as well as at dementiasuccesspath.com. Oh, cool. Happy birthday. All right. Man. Okay. All right. So the 3 steps for redirection are, we want to information gather, learn as much as we can about what they believe, what their needs are in that moment. 2, we want to address a concern in a way that's going to make the most sense to them. And then 3rd, we want to then get their attention on something else that is going to be both meaningful and easy for them to do. Another big thing I hear about folks who are trying to engage their person with dementia on an activity, or just get them away from sundowning, or asking to go home, or things like that, is I try to offer them an activity and they always say no or refuse. So ideally what you want to do there is you want to give a why behind what you're doing, and you want to make it easy for them to do. So the why behind it is thinking about Are they doing this activity for somebody that they care about? Is this something they did before in their past? Would this have been part of their routine when they were younger? Is this something that would make them feel needed? These are all important things to consider. Like a good example is instead of just plopping down adult coloring in front of them, just saying, hey, do this. Instead, what you want to do is you want to let them know, like, hey, so I'm not sure if this coloring is easy enough for your grandkid to do. Could you just test this out for me and see if it would be? Again, you've given them a why they're doing the activity, or you're giving them a why. So as far as easy for them to do, for example, if you ask them to help you with the dishes, sometimes the task of doing the dishes could be a little too complex for some folks, depending on where they are and on their dementia journey. So what you want to do is you want to really take a look at that task, break it down, and maybe give them a piece of that task. So it could be handing them a dish and having them dry it for you. There's always a way to help them be successful at that, but ultimately, these 3 steps are going to be the thing that help you redirect folks the best. Jason says it's hard to find activities that they like when they start having issues with their vision, mobility. Definitely, for sure. So I think really diving into, how can I make, like, let's say your grandfather was into golf. How can I make golf more accessible given his abilities? Would it be like maybe desk golf? Could it be sit down golf? And again, why would he be playing sit down golf? If he in his mind assumed absolutely nothing was wrong, why would he be playing sit down golf? Would it be because his grandchild was interested in that? Would it be it's something you're trying to test out that they're helping you with? So those are all things that really help break that down. Sock says, last week I tried to redirect an elderly woman, but I didn't succeed. Yeah, I'm curious why it didn't succeed. Let me know that in the chat. Let's see. Wolf Vane says, another issue I've learned, salty and sweet is a person with dementia can taste, apparently. That's why some won't eat blandish foods and will eat tons of sweets. Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. Wow, that's a super long way. Is there a short... What's the short way? I don't know what you mean by that question there. Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, when it comes to redirecting someone with dementia, I know it sounds like a bunch of steps and it sounds like it's going to take a super long time, but ultimately, you are going to, ultimately, all these steps are going to probably take like 5 minutes. It usually doesn't take super long. Let's see. Red Fire says, can you help with tips on going to the restroom? Yeah, definitely. So it depends on, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish as far as that goes. Like, are they incontinent? All that type of stuff. Okay. Okay, Sock has given some clarification. Sock says he was trying to redirect somebody at a nursing home who wants to leave every day and go to the big city. Yeah, so Sock, I would get first before I try to redirect her or try to get her attention on something else. I'd get curious. What is she looking for in the big city? Is she looking for somebody? Is she looking to do something? These are all important things to know so that you can you can find a better solution that's based in reality. She walks around in the park and then comes back. Yeah, that could be a solution. Maybe she just wants a change of scenery. That honestly it really isn't always that deep, for sure. Let's see. Oh, they get constipated and mad about it. Okay. Wants to visit her parents, they are dead. Yeah, that can be a big thing. So addressing the issue of folks who are looking for people who have long ago passed, the way that I try at least to start is see if they can answer their own questions. Because then I can't trip up and give them the wrong answers. So what I mean by that is if they're saying, hey, I want to go find I want to go find somebody, or I want to go find my loved one who's passed. You could ask them, oh, What are you looking for? Why are you looking for them? Or you can ask them, what do you think they're doing right now? So just getting a good sense of the questions. And let's say they answer, I think mom and dad are at work right now. Be like, okay, yeah, you're probably right. Why don't we give him a few more hours before we circle back around? Oh, welcome back, Leanna. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. She says she doesn't want to go into the personal. She feels controlled. Yeah, that's probably a very valid thing that she feels, for sure. She's probably just getting tired of being told what to do and all that type of stuff. So again, especially for long-term care settings like nursing home, assisted living, memory care, a big thing that tends to happen there is what I call cruise ship syndrome, which is everybody does everything for them. It feels like, they're not home, in that it's a very foreign place, because being at home is more than just like being at a physical place. You're cooking dinner, you're tidying up, you're more in control of things around you when you're in your own home. So that's probably why there's an impulse to leave, an impulse to go back to mom and dad's house, all that type of stuff. So ultimately what you want to do as more of a long-term solution for that is maybe ask them if you're in activities, or maybe you work with folks who run the programs where you're working. You can see if they can be involved in maybe setting up the programming, or setting the table for dinner, or going on more outings, or so they're doing actions that would signify that they're home. So that helps with purpose and feeling like they're part of the community, as well as it more mirrors the actions of going home. Yeah, definitely. You can definitely give her control of tasks. So sometimes folks will continuously say no to tasks because they don't know how to get started and they don't want to embarrass themselves. So I find the best way to get them started on a task is literally just to hand them the thing you want them to start engaging with. It will feel like they've already said yes, and it kind of takes down that path of least resistance. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Jason. Yeah. Also, if you would like to get more info, we have a workshop going on right now for free on Zoom. The link is in the chat, as well as you could go to dementiasuccesspath.com to get the Zoom link for that. Yeah. So you should definitely come. There's going to be free cheat sheets and guides for caregivers, as well as prizes that were given out to folks who participate in the workshop. So definitely come. Oh, welcome. Senja, I hope I'm saying your name, from Bosnia. Let's see. Why is there no free healthcare in the United States? That is a big can of worms. I'm sure there is a lot of reasons. I'm not sure if I have time to go through all those reasons on this live stream. But yeah. What time does the workshop start? So it starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So it starts in about 2.5 hours is when we get started with day 3 on Zoom. So if you would like to join us, again, you can sign up in the link my link in the chat right here, or you can go to dementiasuccesspath.com to get that Zoom link emailed to you so you can join us. The reason why I'm not freely giving out the Zoom link, yeah, that's a good question, Advanced Insight. Never use Zoom but need this workshop. Does Zoom work on phones? Yes, it does. All you got to do is download the Zoom app for your phone, whether it's iPhone or Android, and sign up either using just your email or a Google account or something like that. And yeah, you can definitely access Zoom from your phone. All right. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's see if I missed any questions from anybody in chat. Let's see. Oh, this is a good question. How does sundowners affect dementia? That's a great question. May I pass the info on to somebody? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely pass the info on, for sure. Again, link info is in the link in this chat, or you could go to dementiasuccesspath.com. Same name as this channel, but with .com. Yeah, absolutely. So sundowners is not a disease within itself. It is a sundowning is basically dementia symptoms that get worse as the day goes on. So essentially, it is when let's just say your person with dementia gets more agitated and just more anxious as the day goes on. There's a lot of hypotheses for why this is. There isn't actually one hardcore specific reason that fits all people with dementia. Because again, dementia is a bunch of different diseases. It can affect people in a number of different ways. So whatever typical symptom they will have with their specific dementia, with sundowning, it's just observing that symptom gets worse as the day goes on. Usually what I'll do to help with sundowning is I'll try to see if there's a pattern as to when their symptoms ramp up more. And I'll try to engage them in something ideally that uses their hands or gets them moving their body to help get that nervous, anxious energy out. Ideally, I take them outside, change the scenery up a little bit. That really, really helps a lot of folks out for sure. All right. I feel like the meds they gave my mom makes it worse. Clozapam to help her sleep. Anybody else experience that? That is a super common experience, and I'll tell you why at Advanced Insight. The reason why is all of these medications, except for some medications for early onset dementia, or for Alzheimer's that's very early on, was tested and created for not dementia, for other types of diseases. So like other types of mental illness or depression or anxiety or things of that nature. So it makes sense why it wouldn't necessarily work on somebody who is having these symptoms because of dementia. It could be happening for a completely different reason than what the medication is supposed to be treating. So it's definitely a lot of trial and error for doctors to prescribe medication, especially behavioral medication. So it's super, super, super common that you see it doesn't work, or there's a lot of trial and error, or maybe a medication starts to work for a while and then doesn't work after a while. The brain chemistry is changing so rapidly that it's very difficult, if not impossible, for folks to be able to do clinical trials very easily. Karen says, I work with a very agitated lady. It's a real challenge. Thanks so much for all your knowledge. Oh, you're welcome. Jason asks, can dementia be prevented or slowed down if you keep active mentally? I always thought dementia only starts when you decide to do nothing all day, watch TV. Maybe I'm wrong, though. You're not wrong, Jason. If you want to learn more about how you can prevent dementia, I would definitely recommend the Alzheimer's Solution. I've actually had the authors of the Alzheimer's Solution, who are two neurologists who've done a lot of research in Loma Linda, California, I've interviewed them. They're amazing. I believe the interviews are on my YouTube channel as well, if you want to check that out. But they talk about how keeping your mind active, how exercising, a healthy diet, getting adequate sleep, maintaining your social connections. These are all things that are preventative for dementia. Because truthfully speaking, I think a lot of people play up the genetic part of dementia a lot more than I think is warranted. Genetics can definitely up your chances of getting certain types of dementia, but it's almost like the genetics load the gun and the lifestyle pulls the trigger. So you actually do have a lot of control over if dementia is going to happen to you, and if it has already happened to you, how to manage your symptoms. How do I sign up again? I'm sorry, I'm having troubles with the link. So if you're having trouble with the link, forget me not, you can go to dementiasuccesspath.com. That's our website that also has a link to sign up as well, if you're having trouble with that link. As well as on this channel too, I have a community post that also has the link to sign up as well. Again, we are meeting in about like an hour and a half or 2.5 hours on Zoom. We're starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Oh, good. Mom let me download Facebook, so I joined the Facebook group. Oh, that's great, Liana. Okay. Paul says, I don't believe she has dementia, but she's become severely physically unable to stand or retain balance. I would definitely have her be seen for sure. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks for jumping on, Jason. All right. Well, I think I also need to jump off in order to get ready for the workshop tonight. So again, if you haven't already, and you would like to get more practical information about challenging dementia behaviors, we are meeting tonight live on Zoom at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the chat, as well as if you go to dementiasuccesspath.com, the same name as this YouTube channel, just with .com at the end, you can get the Zoom link to join us tonight. All right. So I hope you have a great rest of our afternoon, and hopefully we will see you tonight. And real quick, Gabe, if you sign up and you can't necessarily make it tonight, we have an encore the following Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, as well as you will get access to the replays of everything that you missed, some cheat sheets and guides just for signing up as well. So definitely come. We'll see you soon, Liana. So everybody have a great rest of your night, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.